Doing a vinyl week here on Rauta means that I'm just going through some vinyl releases for review. This time we go all the way to Chicago, America, with a band called Annihilus. Not Annihilus like my own band, but Annihilus. And this name already reminded me of my childhood and older Marvel comics, especially with Fantastic Four, because they actually had a villain named Annihilus from Negative Plane that is very, very dangerous creature and all that stuff. And I was thinking to myself, this can't be coincidence. I mean, it could be, but it's not just likely. And curious enough, it seems I'm somewhat correct with my guess. Now, this album is called Ghanima, and it's the first full-length album by this one-man operated band. And I'll get to the Marvel point in a bit. I'll show you something interesting related to that. Anyway, this one is with very much a cemetery theme. All is just these kind of tombstones or somewhat stony images related to what you might find, with graveyards. And it's a vinyl here. Very basic black vinyl with this kind of a white sleeve. That's how the packaging looks like. Let's take a look at the Metal Archive site. So when I was mentioning this Marvel comics related thing, I got a little bit peculiar and I was guessing there has to be a link. And as it seems, when you go to the Bandcamp site, that the band actually it's mentioned here. Let me see. Here it is on the given album that is mentioned like Hulk, the Marvel, hero of sorts. It's mentioned, Juggernaut, not Hulk. X-Men's Juggernaut himself is mentioned here, which already gives you a little bit indication that this guy knows his ways through Marvel comics. And another interesting take is here with the God single which came out earlier this year, is that when you take a look at this cover image, you can find Thanos, one of the most powerful creatures in Marvel Universe. Don't know why I know, but it is right there. So there's definitely kind of a Marvel worship going on. Juggernaut mentioned here, Thanos there, and now Annihilus on the band name. Anyway, Ghanima is the first full-length album, running some 30 minutes and then some, and it's kind of a raw end of black metal. It's a curious case because it's not really catchy, it's not super raw, it's not really high lo-fi, I don't know what that means, but lo-fi I was trying to say, and it is a little bit reminding me of Judas Iscariot, another United States-based black metal band. So there's a certain kind of one-man project approach to this kind of stuff, like, hey, I'll plug just everything, I recorded myself and, do it everything here. And as such, you kind of feel that some parts are really much, lacking the kind of what we could call self-critique, like, hey, maybe somebody should have told you that these lower parts, these valley parts, are not going to go here. Whereas some of the riffs are actually quite nice and very intriguing. So it seems like this album is going to do a lot of ups and downs. Now, I know that recently I was saying that with the latest Sodom and Soulburn albums, they're very steady. Like no ups and downs, but just like low waves and all that stuff. There are no low points, there are no high points. It's just very, very stable and solid release. Well, both of them are. Whereas Annihilus is exactly doing the opposite, given that there are like high points where you just really feel like now this album is going to fly. And then it comes down swooping in a ways that like, hey, why this part is here. Now, given this is a first album, obviously you don't really usually expect, the best things to happen for a band. Sometimes it does, but not that common. And I think Ghanima is just one of those first steps the band needs to take in order to learn from the mistakes and, success parts. And I think this is a decent album, but it's far from being exactly great. Now it's very, very listenable. That's not annoying to one bit at all. But some parts are like maybe they could have been let off or a little bit, let it mature or let it polish a little bit more. Anyway, I find this somewhat enjoyable and, like I said, a decent release. So in case you don't mind a little bit lo-fi ending black metal, this is something that you might go for. So check out the band's Bandcamp site for sample tracks, and you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you will like it. Thanks for watching the review. Should you have comments or questions, put them in the comments box below and I will get back to you. Bye bye.